What's going on, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fortis After Hours podcast. I'm your co-host Nate, joined by my wife Liz.
Hey.
And here is our first video podcast episode. Hello, YouTube. I think we did like a live one before a few times, didn't we? But not like a...
Not on YouTube. It was like
that
Instagram, Live, I
Okay.
think, or Facebook Live, one of the two.
I did a YouTube live one time.
I don't think we ever did live. I know you filmed some of them before, and...
Yeah, but it was never the whole episode. Regardless, here we are.
Okay.
Video episode of the Fortis After Hours podcast. This is going to be happening weekly and or whenever we record the podcast, so it might be not entirely weekly, but our goals is to...
All of the podcasts will be fully videoed on YouTube.
Yes,
okay.
From here on out. And we'll be recording it right here in the studio after we close on Saturday. So it should be a
literally
good...
after hours.
Yes, literally after hours. And that is kind of like one of my systems to hit my goal of doing a video for Fortis every single day. So we're going to be talking about that a little bit later in the episode. But yes, welcome to the episode, you guys. Like I said, first video one, pretty excited about this one and pretty excited for this new format. Going forward, we're going to try and keep the podcast a little more succinct. We'll still have a little bit of friendly talk, banter in the beginning.
I feel like we've said we're going to do this before,
yeah, we
and
gotta
then
do
we
it.
didn't.
We got to do it.
So
here's the deal. This is why we have to do it. The camera only records for 30 minutes.
Oh, well, okay.
And I've made a deal with myself that if I can accomplish this goal, which I'm going to, every single day posting, then next year I'm going to buy a new camera. And then we can record a longer podcast.
Oh, okay.
So there we go.
Well, I guess you guys get less than 30-minute podcasts every time.
Yep.
Otherwise, the camera is no longer.
I agree. I feel like we've talked about this a bunch of times and failed. So anyways, but yeah, so today we're going to be talking a little bit about kind of what we talked about last week, a further, I was going to say furtheration. I don't think that's a word, but
I don't think that's a word either.
Furthering into kind of our topic last week, talking about making small goals in order to hit bigger goals, and talk a little bit today about habits.
Yeah, so basically, because it's the new year and New Year's resolutions and goals, whatever you want to call them, I feel like most people come up with some type of like goal or thing they want to accomplish or something that they want to happen in the new year, whatever you decide you want to call it, be it. And then if you didn't listen last week, one, you could go back and listen. Or two, short story, basically people come up with these really big goals, which are cool, that they want to accomplish by the end of the year, but you need to have it like broken down into smaller chunks, smaller goals, smaller pieces, so that way you can build upon those successes and get to your big goal at the end. Yeah. But then also having like a plan to accomplish even the smaller goals is important, because if you don't have a plan, then
if you don't have a plan, you're planning
stuck.
to fail. And that is true.
You're kind of stuck.
That's something that I learned from Liz, actually, is the importance of having a plan, because, which I've talked about on here before, like, I can do quite a lot without a plan. However, what I can accomplish with a plan is crazy compared to what I can accomplish without a plan. So adding in the plan for me really helped me like bring myself to the next level, and I think it can help you guys as well on your fitness journey or life, whatever.
Well, I think part of it too with like having a plan or needing a plan is like, I don't want to say the problem is, but kind of. The problem is, like, if people are making these New Year's goals or New Year's resolutions, or just anytime you're making a goal, whether it's New Year's or not, usually the goal is to do something differently, or to change something, or to be better at something. And typically, if you just, like, I want to change this, but, like, your lifestyle or whatever you want to call it is so ingrained in what you were doing, that without having a plan of action or something that you're going to do to make these changes, it's just kind of you saying like you want to do it, but then like not having any direction of how you're going to get there.
Yes.
And then I think that is honestly why a lot of people get kind of like lost and don't accomplish these goals, is because like, and some of the goals are honestly very achievable. Like some people, let's be real, make crazy like unrealistic goals, like
I've been known to do that.
Yeah.
But I've also been known to accomplish crazy goals, so
yes. And like there are some crazy goals that can be accomplished, but I will say like some people make just like completely out there ones that, and also don't have a plan, so then that's really not going to happen.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people will make very accomplishable goals, like ones that make perfect sense for like them, their life, whatever, but they just don't have like a plan or direction or accountability or anything to like
accomplish
it, to get there. So then they get lost, and then the goal gets lost because they don't know what they're doing, and they're overwhelmed, and then they just get brought right back to like the life they were living before they tried to make a change. Yes.
Because with that failure, which is something else I wanted to touch on, it's like, and that's something I think I like briefly touched on last week, but I really wanted to hit that home today. Is like, it's very important for your mind to like have success, right? There's like a lot of failure in life in general. Like that's just like part of life. Failure is part of life. And when you're setting goals,
I don't like failure.
Yeah, when you're setting goals, like you're gonna have a much higher success rate if they're smaller, more achievable goals. And then when you break it down even further, which is really what we want to talk about today, is like developing habits. Which I guess defining a habit real quick, like a habit compared to like a goal. A habit is an actual like plan or like function to help you get to a goal. A habit is also something, once you do the habit over and over and over, it becomes mindless. You're not thinking about it. You're not using any brain power. You're just doing it because you know that's what needs to be done. Think very simple, like brushing your teeth. Everyone knows you need to brush your teeth. Like maybe when you're a kid, you're like, I don't want to brush it. But like eventually you realize I need to brush my teeth. So what do? You do that, and you're not thinking about it whatsoever. You just grab your toothbrush and you go. And those like habits are what can really get you to accomplishing your small goals, which is then going to stack and get you to your big goal. So that's like kind of what we want to talk about today. And like, how do you create a habit? Kind of give you some examples from our life and for what we're doing right now for this year to accomplish our goals. And hopefully that can help you guys accomplish your goals. So that way you're not left in the forever circle of starting a goal, getting a little bit somewhere, oh, I can't finish it, go back, and then you get discouraged. I mean, nobody likes that.
Because, and like you were saying, like the little habits kind of add up to your plan, like a plan of action. Like obviously some things might be, I don't know, every day, some things might not be every day in order to reach your goal. And that's okay. Like, for some people, they want to go work out 2 times a week. Okay, well, that's not going to be every day. That's understandable. But like, you still have the habit of going to the gym twice a week, which is kind of the same thing as a goal. But it is just part of it. But then also, like, your habit could be, the night before you go work out, you set out your clothes. So you're like ready to go. I think something that is, I don't know, maybe overlooked when you're like trying to come up with like habits or like creating new like things in your life, day-to-day life, is, I've seen a lot of things about this, but it's called habit stacking, where like you stack habits, like new habits with old habits. So like you were saying, you always brush your teeth every day, that's a habit. So then every time you brush your teeth, you go set out your clothes for the next day or something like that, to where like, you're going to do one thing. So then every time you do that, you go do the other habit that you're trying to
that's actually, that's from,
it's from a lot of things.
Well, it might be from a lot of things, but it was made popular by a book called Atomic Habits, which is a pretty good book.
Weird.
It's by James Clear, and they talk about habit stacking, and it is 100%, like what said, that's like an old
especially if you struggle with like habits. Like some people are just really good at like, I'm gonna do this, and then they just start doing it. Like that's just what they do. But
that would be me. If I actually decide that I'm gonna do something.
Yes. But not everyone is like that. And so to create that habit, it is typically easier, whatever, for your brain, for all of that, to stack the habit with something that you're already doing. So basically, if you are coming up with like your goal, so like obviously this is gonna be very individualized for the person, just because, and I mean, I could give a million examples and they might not match up with what someone else is trying to do. But like, I know a big one that a lot of people say is they want to drink more water, because that is a good thing that people probably need to drink more water. People don't drink a lot of water, they need to drink more water. It's good for you for lots of reasons. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole of why it's good for you. Drinking more water is good for you. But that is something that is like hard for people. So that's a habit that can be very easily stacked with a lot of things throughout your day. I mean, obviously you wouldn't need to do it with all of the things at once, but like brush your teeth, drink a whole glass of water. continue on with your life.
Check your phone, take a sip of water.
Well, that's a little excessive. But like, there's certain things.
You'll drink a lot of water though every time you check your phone.
You would. But so there's certain things, like brush your teeth, every time you eat a meal, drink a whole glass of water. Like have certain things like stacked together.
Yeah.
Because I know drinking water is just like an easy one to talk about, but
and I think that can help you leading into the gym as well. Like, a lot of people, of course this is a fitness powerlifting podcast, so a lot of you guys are into something of that nature at the gym, right?
Or you just like listening to our voices.
Yeah, either one, I don't know. And now you can see us, which is great as well. So anyways, but yeah, if that is something that you're into, and let's just say, like this is an age-old one, but I love this one. Let's just say you struggle with getting your protein in, right? A protein shake somewhere around your workout can be a great way to kind of habit stack. Like if you're already going to the gym, but you struggle with the protein, great. Like when you go to the gym, you finish up, have a protein shake, or maybe beforehand. Some people like it beforehand. And, there's science out there that people will be like, it doesn't matter. And it does not matter when you take in your protein. However, fun fact, if you are not taking in your protein at all, or you're not hitting your goal at all, and you continue to fail to hit your goal, but you do go to the gym, you're like, yeah, I love the gym. I'm always at the gym. Well, then having a little sweet treat protein shake at the end is probably going to be pretty easy for you to do because, like Liz said, you're already there at the gym, and now you have just this little protein reward, whatever you want to call it. But you're already doing it. So then you just boom, and now all of a sudden I'm hitting 2 birds, 1 stone. I'm hitting my fitness goal and I'm hitting my protein goal all in one. Now that's a super simple habit stacking thing, but that's just an example of that.
No, but I mean, habit stacking can be very simple. Like that's kind of the point is it should be simple. Maybe not easy, because I've said this before on many things.
Yes.
Easy and simple are two very different things.
Yes.
But habit stacking should be very simple. Along with the protein. So say you want to start taking creatine. I was just talking to someone about it today. They just started taking creatine again. Cool. So, and I've also talked to a lot of people, I always forget to do that. Plan it around something else or put it with something else that you already are drinking.
Yep.
I'm really bad at remembering to take creatine. Supposedly the studies, if you want to go deep down into them, it is better to take around your workout. I don't remember taking around my workout ever. I cannot remember that, period. And I know that, which is fine. But so I just take it in the morning because that's when I remember to take creatine. I've done it forever. It's fine. So kind of making it what makes sense though too. So you don't want to force it. I work out every day, but I'm not going to remember to take, well, not every day, but whatever. Working out is not something that's hard for me.
Yeah.
But remembering to take creatine, for whatever reason, I cannot remember it when I work out. So I just made it what makes sense, and I just have it in the morning.
But now you have a pre-workout that has it. Uh-oh.
I do. I know. I thought about that.
It's going to mess up your thing.
No, because it's very going to be routine though. The days that I work out, I don't take the creatine. Yeah, we'll see how
We'll
see. We'll see.
I'm guessing there's going to be a day at least one time next
Probably
week where
once
Liz,
a week
Liz has I took 2.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I don't think I really take a full scoop anyways because I just use a spoon, so I don't think it's actually a full
Yeah. On that note, on the creatine, if you are taking creatine, make sure you're drinking plenty of water because there's There's a few people that I talked to this week. They were talking about starting New Year, starting to take creatine again. I was like, great. I was like, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. They're like, oh yeah. I was like, no. You need to make sure you're drinking plenty of water because creatine is just the first part of that. Then you need to drink the water that's going to actually help shuttle that water to your muscles and everything to help you actually grow big and strong like you're trying to do with the creatine. If you don't drink that water, it's going to dehydrate your body. Not going to be good.
You might have some tummy problems.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different potential negative side effects. So make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Quick water blurb.
Yeah.
In there. But back to the habits.
So anyways, I mean, that's just pretty much is what it is. Finding ones that work for you also, and stacking them where you can. Now, maybe it's something weird that you just can't find a way to stack with something and you're like, oh, Nate and Liz told me I have to stack it. No, you don't have to stack your habit with something. You can just do
That's just an easy way to kind of get into creating new habits.
And to remember to do it.
Yeah, because I feel that's the thing. Is a lot of people, they make the big goals, really, they make big goals and that's it. And then you're just they're just I'm going to do that. And that's just not, I'm not going to say always, but almost always that is not going to work. Like, you just cannot just make a giant goal. Like, I mean a real goal, like something that you are going to have to change your life to accomplish. You can't just make the goal and then just like poof, set it and forget it. Like, that's not how it works. So, you know, my recommendation is set the big goal. Don't not set a big goal, because that's the other thing. Like, some people are like, oh, I'm not going to, like, I don't want to fail. Don't be afraid of failure. Set that big goal, and then step by step, smaller goals, and then how do I actually accomplish this in my day-to-day life? And that's where these habits come into play. For me personally, as you guys know, because I talked about it last week, and if you're following us, you've been seeing it, I had a really big goal this year to record and post like a video every single day on Fortis for 365 days. So we're a few days in. I'm kind of building those habits as we speak, as I knew it was going to have to happen. And for me, everyone's different. For me, I just kind of need to like do it, and then I build the workflow habit off of that. For Liz, she's like sometimes a little bit more needs like the plan first, and then it's like
plans.
Okay, now I'm going to do it. So for me, I like to...
plans can be adjusted as I go.
Yeah.
But I do like to have like a plan of how I'm going to do it.
My plan was, versus like for myself, I just knew I'm posting a video every single day, period, dot. That's going to happen. So I know that's going to happen. And then I just do whatever else needs to happen to hit that goal. And there's a couple things, like habits, if you will, and changes that I knew I needed to do to accomplish this goal. Number one is going to be to save a little bit of time almost daily in the evenings where I have a little bit of free time to edit and post a video, or edit a video, whatever. Because filming the video doesn't take too long for me. I can usually do it 1 or 2 takes. That's kind of my goal. But editing does take a little bit of time. So I knew that editing was going to become part of my life every single day. So that was like one thing that like I knew was going to have to happen. So now I'm like setting aside time to do that. And then the other thing for like my videos and actually like making sure we're getting them done is pre-filming, which is something else that I don't usually do. So I usually like to do it live, so to speak. Like, I don't know, I just enjoy that kind of content. Like, if I'm going to post something today, I'll post it today. Like, I'll film it today. And that's something that I was going to start this week, but then I had some camera issues, but here we are. We're back. And now we're, like, as we speak, kind of a little bit ahead, which is what I wanted to do. And that is, again, that is going to be a smaller goal and a change where I'm going to have to actually create, like, a schedule, like, that I'll have to stick to, basically, to make sure I actually can accomplish this goal. Because I am pretty busy running the gym. I run the gym, I work at the gym full time, all these things you guys know. And I already know for a fact, if I don't put this time into my schedule and actually block it off, it's not going to happen. So for me, that's like how it looks like coming from that big goal down to actually functionally, like, how am I going to do this? Because, you know, you can have big goals all day, but like, if you don't have those like smaller goals and then actual habits to get it into your life, and then it's just not going to work. Yeah.
And I will say there is something too to like creating habits that maybe don't necessarily have like a big end goal to it. I would say that's kind of more, that's more what I'm doing right now.
They're just positive.
They're just things like, they're just changes that I guess like I want to make. Not really necessarily for like an end goal. They're not really gonna like grow. They're not really gonna become anything more than what they are. But like I recently started trying to make sure I'm walking for at least 20 minutes every day, maybe more, not less, 20 minutes. And just literally because it's good for you. Like I don't have a big goal of being able, like I don't even care. Like I know some people like really track their steps. Like I don't really do that. I don't really care. I don't care if I get 10,000 steps or not. Some people want to do that, that's fine. I don't really care. So like that's not something that like motivates me for whatever reason. I don't care about that. But like I can
Let's be looking like this, your 10,000 steps. Sick.
Like I don't know why, but that doesn't like motivate me. Like, oh, I need this many more steps.
I mean, that's fair.
I think for me it's hard because like, it's almost like an obscure number. Like I understand that it's like an actual number.
Like, who came up with 10,000 steps?
No, not that. Like, I don't know how to do it other than just walk. Like, I don't know exactly, like, I don't count my steps during the day. I don't know how much farther I have to walk. I don't know how many more things I need to do.
Does anyone listening to this podcast count their steps while they're walking?
No.
No, I want to know because there's some people that do that when they run. I'm not kidding.
Interesting.
Anyways.
I don't do that. But anyways, like, I don't know how, so it's just, and it's hard for me, like, okay, that sounds dumb, because I know it's measurable, and I know, like, I can, like,
No, it's actually a great point.
I just,
you don't care about it, but you can deal with the time.
Yeah.
That's a great point. So this is another great point, you guys. It's like when you create a habit and a goal, like, sorry to steal the mic for a second, but like, when you create a habit and a goal, it's like, this is perfect. Liz doesn't really care about the 10,000 steps, so it's not motivating. Why would she be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do 10,000 steps? She doesn't even care about it.
I don't know how to get there.
Versus, she knows, okay, every day I can dedicate 20 minutes of walking time on the treadmill, or maybe 2 10-minute walks or whatever, but she knows that she can do that, and that's a quantifiable, just like the 10,000, it's just a different label basically. I'm gonna be walking 20 minutes every single day. Now, fun fact, I did that for a lot last year. That will equal close to 10,000.
I mean, that's fine.
But anyways,
but
I think that's a great point.
Because it depends how much else you walk during the day.
This is true.
And that, I think, is what's hard for me, is because, like, because, like, some days I walk more than others, like, around the gym, as do most people. Like, depends on when I'm training. If I'm doing computer work, depends on, like, what I'm doing that day. So, like, some days I wear my watch more than I wear it others. Like, sometimes I forget to put it back on after I work out. Like, and then that's, like, hours of not wearing one.
Yeah.
So then my steps are invalid anyways, and I don't wear them when I work out.
Fair enough.
So it just is something that does not work for my brain. So walking works for my brain, like on a timed walk.
Timed walk.
Minimum 20 minutes.
And what's the other thing you're working on?
Not scrolling on my phone the second I wake up. So basically, I typically my alarms will go off after however many times they go off. I eventually will pick up my phone, and then I'll just immediately start scrolling for no reason. Just like doom scrolling, you know. There's no point to it. And then I just lay there in bed, scrolling for who knows how long.
So what did you do today?
I didn't. My alarms went off, and I still laid there for a little while. I did not get up right away because my body just does not do that. But I didn't pick up my phone until I was like getting up out of bed.
There you go.
And then I didn't lay in bed and scroll all morning. So that's another habit.
That's awesome.
So I guess that's almost like a habit I'm trying to like break.
By
You're
replacing it
with
a new
not
habit,
doing it. I mean, it's not really, it's just not doing it versus doing it. And like, again, there's no real big goal for that. There's no real reason.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's pointless and a waste of time. And there's all sorts of things that tell you shouldn't do that anyways. It's just better for you. But yeah, so like, just kind of going off of like, it's very different than yours, like creating the habits, but mine are just literally 2 small habits that I want to start doing until I can do it without thinking about it, and then I'll probably come up with some new ones.
And I think that's the important part, you guys, to kind of wrap it up, is like you have big giant goals, and like you're gonna have to break those down into smaller goals and habits. You can also, just like Liz said, just change something in your life. You don't like something, you want to change it. The quickest way to change it is to build a habit or stack a habit with something you're already doing in your life, so that way you can change and have more of a positive behavior, positive like outcome or whatever you're looking to do. And like Liz said, sometimes, like as the phrase goes, it doesn't need to be that deep. You can just do it. Like there's plenty of goals. I've had goals last year that I accomplished, like doing the exact same thing, where it's just like, I'm not doing this. Like, this is just not good anymore. I'm done. And like if you can do that and have the willpower to do that, number one, like you're gonna have a lot more success like in other aspects and areas of your life. And number two, like when you are starting to shape your behavior, how you actually want to behave, like instead of just like being ruled by the phone or whatever, like, or like let's say you're addicted to diet soda and energy drinks, you're just going to be able to accomplish much more in other aspects of your life, whether it be fitness, work, life, whatever it is. So I think those are all important, whether it's towards a bigger goal or whether it's just because you don't want to do it anymore. That's fine. You don't need some crazy reason. So that works as well. And anyways, hopefully you guys found this information helpful. And if you guys need help making a habit, whether it's to create a goal or to accomplish a goal rather, or whether it's just because you're tired of some sort of behavior in your life, like let us know, reach out to us. We'd love to help you guys kind of walk through creating a habit.
I think I might start posting in my story, maybe, to be determined, but like once a week on Instagram, and like ask people what habits they're gonna try and like work on that week, and because I'm sure not everyone is going to answer or have a habit, which is fine. But then I will try for like the people who do answer, try and like do some like accountability and like check in on them and see how it's going. And
sometimes just knowing someone else is checking in can help you.
Yeah, or just knowing that someone else is like also trying to do a habit. Like, oh, hey, this person's also trying to create new habits. Like, I'm going to do it with them, even if it's a different habit.
Yeah. And that's
but I think I might start doing that like just once a week, maybe like Sunday nights or something, just being like, what habit are you trying to work on this week? And then, maybe trying to do a little accountability check-in. And like for some people, like for me, it'll probably be the same habit for like several weeks. And there's nothing wrong with that. And then also I think there's nothing wrong with people, I think this is just something which I said this last week, but again, like, so you're trying to do a habit, which is something you want to do every day. So say you miss a day, like that doesn't mean you have to stop trying to do that habit.
Facts.
Like if there's one day that I'm busy and I don't get to walk 20 minutes, that doesn't mean, I'm just never going to walk 20 minutes again. Like, okay, the next day I'll try it.
Yeah, you just do it again.
Do it again the next day.
Yeah.
So maybe 1 week I get 6 out of 7 days. 1 week I get 5 out of 7. The next week I get 7 out of 7. Like, that's okay.
Yeah.
And so I think that's just something
you
that
don't have to be
also
perfect.
needs to be noted.
I would agree.
Anyways, that's my habits.
We're going to wrap it up for this week's episode of the podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're watching. If the camera's still going. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Bye.